Hello, my name is whatever you want it to be, and I love this game right here, Stellaris. It's technically boring as hell. I mean, check out this crazy high-octane gameplay footage. Well, I was sitting here, playing Stellaris, completely entranced in my construction of mining stations, and watching ships slowly inch across the galactic landscape. And I had a thought to myself. Why isn't this boring? What's keeping me so entertained? And then I realized it's because I'm imagining the gaps between the gameplay. Allow me to over-explain. Stellaris has a lot going for it, but I think it shines best through its variety. While the game has a pretty simple visual look to it regardless of how you play, there is a ton of nuance in the options. So your gameplay is going to look like this most of the time. And regardless of how you've built your galactic civilization, these numbers here are always the ones you want to get higher. Usually, there are a few exceptions, but they're few and far in between. Not worth bringing up. But the point is, this is boring. I mean, you're just reading menus and watching numbers grow higher and higher. And honestly, I love it. See, the real magic in the game isn't watching whatever stat go higher and higher. It's the creativity in world building. It's the creativity in world building you put into it. Well, this being a civilization game, you have these different government types and variations that your civilization can embody. Take my favorite type of empire, the machine hive mind. Well, the machine hive mind, let's just call it the machine mind for short. The machine mind is pretty simple. You have one sorta sentient being or machine at the top of it all, your ruler, and everything else is like an extension of yourself. Think of the planet you just colonized as an extra limb that's producing energy, or so on and so forth. Now see, the way I described it is never an official way that the planets are described for a machine, mind, hive, whatever. That was an extrapolation, a twist that I put onto this game, and I personally believe that that's the magic of games like these. And I find this incredibly interesting and so bizarre, because I love a good, complicated game like Baldur's Gate 3. With its incredibly complex facial animations and magic animations and branching dialogue and all of these amazing little things. But also, I adore this too. This imagination machine that, while it looks the same, has so many variations in the types of civilizations that you can build. But that power of imagination is what I think more games need to implement. And there are a lot of other civilization type games that I've tried out. But, ultimately I just cannot get into them as much as I do Stellaris. And I do think it's because of this idea of adding your imagination to it. Stellaris lets your brain run, it lets you think and take a concept and sprint with it. Other games let you do things like this, but still, it's just something I wish more game developers would embody going forward. I mean, this goes for both teams, the really small indie companies and the big Goliaths of the game industry. I just wish they'd put more stock into making their games imaginative. I believe that it's something that would hugely benefit the industry as a whole, and who knows, it could spark an entirely new genre. Anywho, just kind of a mini rant I wanted to go on regarding this imagination idea. I mean, feel free to say your ideas and thoughts on it in the comments below. I would love to see some perspective on that. I guess, the ultimate problem with it is it's hard to describe exactly, but I just think having that necessity of extrapolating where you need to fill in the details yourself and the game doesn't tell you everything it could just be applied in so many more situations. But anyways, that's all I have to say, so ta-ta!